Hi students. So in this video we will discuss some numericals or problems based on extreme values of trigonometric functions. So here this is the question on board. So secant square theta minus tan theta by secant square theta plus tan theta lies between. So lies between means lies between which two values or the interval is required. That means range of this expression is required. We have to find the range. So let us consider this expression as some y. So we want the range of the expression which I am taking as y. Therefore, the range of y or the interval of y is actually finally required. So let us write secant square theta as 1 plus tan square theta. So when we write secant square theta as 1 plus tan square theta, the complete RHS function is in terms of tan now. So complete function is in terms of tan. Cross multiplying, we will get cross multiply y plus y tan square theta plus y tan theta is equal to 1 plus tan square theta minus tan theta. Now I will shift all terms to the LHS side. All the terms I will shift to LHS side. So tan square theta comes here. So tan square theta common I am taking. So y minus 1 into tan square theta. Next tan theta minus tan theta comes here, plus tan theta it becomes. So take tan theta common, y plus 1 into tan theta. And the terms which do not contain tan theta, y 1 comes here, so y minus 1. So now this is clearly a quadratic equation in terms of tan theta. It is like ax square plus bx plus c model. Tan theta is the variable here. So this is quadratic in terms of tan theta means if you want to find the roots will be tan theta values. Tan theta is equal to something, you will get the roots. Now what is tan theta? Tan theta is always real. Excuse me. So roots of this equation means tan theta values. And tan theta is always real. That means roots of this equation are going to be real. Okay. So when the roots of this equation are real, we can write that discriminant delta is greater than or equal to 0. B square minus 4AC is greater than or equal to 0. So this is A, this is B, and this is C when we are discussing discriminant. Okay, so I will substitute now. So what is B here? Y plus 1 minus 4 into A is y minus 1 and C is also y minus 1. So simplification, y plus 1 whole square will be y square plus 2y plus 1. This is minus 4 into y minus 1 whole square. So minus 4 into y minus 1 whole square. So y square minus 2y plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. So on simplification, we will get minus 3y square. So 2y plus 8y. That means plus 10y plus 1 minus 4. That means minus 3. Okay, so now I want this quadratic term to be positive always. So I will multiply this with minus. If I multiply with minus, the inequality will change. So 3y square multiplying with minus 3y square minus 10y plus 3, inequality will change when you multiply with minus. Now I will factorize this one. So 3y square minus 9y minus y plus 3 less than or equal to 0. So factorizing, in the first two terms you can take 3y common, and in the last two terms minus common. So next, y minus 3 common, we get 3y minus 1 less than or equal to 0. So we have a simple shortcut for writing the solution of this inequality. So we try to keep this quadratic term positive. So when we keep this quadratic term or second degree term positive, whenever less than symbol is there, we take lies between the roots. Whenever greater than symbol is there, does not lie between the roots. Simple shortcut. Less than symbol is there, you take lies between the roots. Greater than symbol does not lie between the roots. So what will be the roots of the equation taken here? Roots will be 3, 1 by 3. So since we have less than symbol, we take y lies between the roots. So y lies between the roots means y lies between 1 by 3 and 3. So less than or equal to is there, therefore we can include 1 by 3 and 3 also. When y is taken as 1 by 3, we get 0 here. That is okay. When y is taken as 3, we get 0 here. Even that is okay. So when we have strictly less than here, we also take strictly less than symbol here. Okay. So y lies between 1 by 3 and 3. What is y? Y is nothing but this expression. So this expression lies between 1 by 3 and 3 we got. That means range of this expression, which we have taken as y, is 1 by 3 to 3. So we can also write like this. Y belongs to close brackets 1 by 3 comma 3. We can also write like this. Minimum is 1 by 3, maximum is 3. So y is nothing but the given expression for which range is 1 by 3 comma 3. Okay. So the next question is on board now. The range of f of x is equal to under root 9 sin square x minus 30 sin x plus 25 plus 10, which is not in square root, is close brackets a comma b, a plus b is required. So basically extreme values we have to find, and some of the extreme values is the question basically. So first we will try to simplify this part which is within the square root. So you can easily observe that we can write this as 3 sin x whole square minus 30 sin x plus 25, and you can easily see that this value can be taken as 3 sin x minus 5 whole square. 3 sin x minus 5 whole square is this one. You can expand using a minus b whole square or a minus b whole square formula. You directly get this. So the given f of x value is actually like this. Now 3 sin x minus 5 whole square in square root. So square root of 3 sin x minus 5 can be plus or minus 3 sin x minus 5. So plus or minus 3 sin x minus 5, which we can also write as modulus of 3 sin x minus 5 plus 10. So this is f of x. Now the range of f of x will depend on this term. Whatever the values, extreme values of f of x will depend on this. Now, how to find the range of this term, that we have to think. We know the interval of sin x, we know the range of sin x. So using range of sin x, we will find the range of this term, from which we will get the range of f of x also. So let us try to get the range of this term now. So we know that sin x lies between minus 1 to 1. I will start from here. We know this. So I will try to get this term. So multiply with 3. When you multiply with 3, minus 3 less than or equal to 3 sin x less than or equal to 3. Next, subtract 5. So subtract 5 means minus 3 minus 5, minus 8 less than or equal to 3 sin x minus 5 less than or equal to 3 minus 5. So next, 3 sin x minus 5 lies between these two values. When I take modulus, the negative values automatically shift to the positive side of the number line. This is minus 8 to minus 2, no? So if you take modulus, these negative numbers will shift to the positive side of number line. That means these negative values will become positive. So between minus 8 and minus 2, when you take modulus, that becomes between 8 and 2. Between 8 and 2. But smaller value we'll write first, no? So I can write like this. 2 less than or equal to modulus of 3 sin x minus 5 less than or equal to 8. So when you take modulus, it becomes 8 to 2 actually. But smaller value we write first, therefore I am writing 2 to 8. So modulus of 3 sin x minus 5 interval we got. Add 10 to this. Adding 10, 2 plus 10 less than or equal to modulus of 3 sin x minus 5 plus 10 less than or equal to 8 plus 10, 18. Now what is this actually now? That is nothing but f of x. So therefore 12 less than or equal to f of x less than or equal to 18. So the range of f of x we got as 12 to 18. So we can also write like this. F of x belongs to close bracket 12 comma 18, we can write like this. But the range of f of x already they have given as a comma b, no? So they have given as a comma b. So a is 12, b is 18. Okay. So you are getting a as 12, b as 18. Therefore a plus b, which is asked in the question, is going to be 30. So finding the range of f of x is the actual question here. So very easily this is converted into perfect square. So this can be written as modulus of 3 sin x minus 5. Using sin x range, you extract the range of this function, from which we get the range of f of x. Okay. Okay, so this is the next problem on board. Minimum value of under root 3 sin x minus 4 cos x minus 10, 3 sin x plus 4 cos x minus 10. So I will rearrange the terms as 3 sin x minus 10 I will take as one part, minus 4 cos x. Similarly here 3 sin x minus 10 taken as one part, plus 4 cos x another part. So now writing like this, you can clearly see that we have a minus b into a plus b model. So therefore this becomes 3 sin x minus 10 whole square minus 4 cos x whole square, a square minus b square model. So let us simplify this now. So evaluating this, we get 9 sin square x plus 100 minus 60 sin x, a minus b whole square formula, minus 16 cos square x. Now I will try to convert the complete expression into sine function. So if I write cos square x as 1 minus sine square x, the complete function will be in terms of sine x automatically. So therefore we can write this as under root 9 sine square x plus 100 minus 60 sine x minus 16 into 1 minus sine square x. Cos square x is written as 1 minus sine square x. Now if we simplify this further, 9 sine square x, here plus 16 sine square x is there. That means 25 sine square x and minus 60 sine x. So 100 minus 16 means plus 84. So you will get like this. Let us try to convert this into perfect square now. So if we try to convert this into perfect square model, we can write the extreme values, that is minimum value is required here. We can write the extreme values. So let us try to convert into perfect square. So to convert into perfect square, I am doing like this. 25 sine square x means I can write as 5 sine x whole square, a square model, minus 2 into a means 5 sine x. So a square minus 2ab term. What must be b such that we get this one? A square. A we know, minus 2ab. What must be b to get this? Without change of value, b must be taken as 6 here. So a square minus 2ab, we know what is b now. So a square minus 2ab plus b square must be the next term. Plus b square means how much? 36. But actually we have 84 here. So 36 already we have written. So plus 48, I am splitting 84 as 36 plus 48 we are splitting. Now for the first three terms, you will get, under root 5 sine x minus 6 whole square, 5 sine x minus 6 whole square and plus 48. So within the square root you are getting like this. Minimum value of the expression is required. So minimum value is required means what is the least value of this term you have to decide. When this is taken as least, when 5 sine x minus x is least, you will get the minimum value of the expression. To get the minimum value of this expression, we know the range of sine x. I will start from there. We know that sine x will be between minus 1 to 1. Multiply 5. So minus 5 is less than or equal to 5 sine x is less than or equal to 5. Subtract 6. Subtract 6 means what will get? Minus 5 minus 6. So minus 11 less than or equal to 5 sine x minus 6 less than or equal to 5 minus 6. So 5 sine x minus 6 lies in this interval. So what is the value you are going to take here such that the expression is least? 5 sine x minus 6 minus 11 to minus 1 means completely it is negative only. So therefore when we use minus 1 here, since we have whole square, minus 1 whole square, 1 is going to be the least value of this term. Whole square is there, keep that in mind. If whole square is not there, minus 11 will be the least value. But whole square is there, no? If you write minus 11 in place of this, it is going to be 121. Least value of this will be minus 1 whole square. That means 1. Okay? So therefore, the minimum value of the function will be square root of 5 sine x minus 6 must be taken as minus 1 to get the least value. So therefore it is square root of 49, that means 7. So 7 is the least value or minimum value of this expression. Okay, so just we have to find the range of this function, which is very important. If you get the range of this one, automatically you will get the minimum value of the function. Okay. So here we have the next problem on board. The ratio of greatest value of 2 minus cos x plus sin square x to its least value. So basically the greatest and least values means extreme values of this function are required. Once we get the extreme values, we can take the ratio obviously. So 2 minus cos x plus sin square x. So let us take f of x as 2 minus cos x plus sin square x. So this is what is the function for which we have to find the extreme values. So let us write this sin square x as 1 minus cos square x such that the complete function will be in cos function, cos x. Now, on simplification, we will get minus cos square x minus cos x plus 3. Let us take minus common because the quadratic term we will always try to keep positive. Okay, so cos square x plus cos x minus 3. Next, now let us try to get this into a perfect square model, because whenever we try to convert into perfect square, writing the extreme values will be very easy when you have a perfect square here. So let us try to get the perfect square model here. So to get the perfect square model, we should try to get a square plus 2ab plus b square term model. A square plus 2ab plus b square terms we should have. So I will write cos square x means cos x whole square. So a square model we got. Now plus 2ab means 2 into cos x. Just observe carefully. This is a square means we know what is a. Plus 2ab. What must be b such that this term matches with cos x? B must be 1 by 2. See, a square plus 2ab. The term is cos x means it is same, no change in the value. So what is a? Cos x. What is b? 1 by 2. So a square plus 2ab plus b square. This plus 1 by 2 whole square is actually not there here. So we will add and subtract 1 by 2 whole square. 1 by 2 whole square we are basically adding and subtracting. Okay. So therefore this is minus of, for first 3 terms, you will get cos x plus 1 by 2 whole square for first 3 terms. And the last 2 terms, see, minus 3 minus 1 by 4 this is. Minus 3 minus 1 by 4. So minus 3 minus 1 by 4 means if you simplify, it is going to be minus 13 by 4. Okay. So minus 13 by 4. So when you multiply with minus, this becomes minus into minus plus 13 by 4 minus of cos x plus 1 by 2 whole square. Next, now to find the greatest and least values of this function, we have to find the interval of this. So when we know the interval of this function, we can easily decide what is the maximum value, what is the minimum value. So 13 by 4 minus this is there. So since this is negative term, when you take this function as least value, f of x will be maximum when this is least, because this is negative part. F of x will be maximum when this is least. F of x will be minimum when this is maximum. So let us find the interval of this basically. So to find the interval of this, I will try to write here. So I will try to write here. We know that cos x lies between minus 1 to 1. We know this is the range of cos x. Cos x plus 1 by 2 is there. So add 1 by 2. So when you add 1 by 2, minus 1 plus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 less than or equal to cos x plus 1 by 2, less than or equal to 1 plus 1 by 2, that means 3 by 2. So cos x plus 1 by 2 lies in this interval. So therefore, what we have to decide now is f of x is maximum and this is minimum. What is the minimum value of cos x plus 1 by 2? Cos x plus 1 by 2 whole square is there. So cos x plus 1 by 2 whole square is there. Cos x plus 1 by 2 means this is least value, agreed. But whole square is there, no? Whole square is there means this will be minimum when cos x plus 1 by 2 becomes 0. When cos x plus 1 by 2 this becomes 0 completely, that is the least value because this is perfect square. For perfect square it cannot be negative. So therefore 0 is the least value and cos x plus 1 by 2 can be 0 also according to this interval. It can be 0 also. Don't confuse. Don't take cos x plus 1 by 2 as minus 1 by 2 because perfect square it is, whole square is there. So when you take cos x plus 1 by 2 as minus 1 by 2, you will get 1 by 4 here. But 1 by 4 is not the least value. 0 is the least value here. Because cos x can be taken as minus 1 by 2. Clearly, 0 is the least value of this. I will write now. So maximum of f of x will be 13 by 4 minus 0. Okay. And the minimum of f of x will be what? Minimum of f of x will be, so f of x will be minimum when this is maximum. What is the maximum value of this? Cos x plus 1 by 2, 3 by 2 is there, no? So 3 by 2 whole square means 9 by 4 is maximum. 9 by 4 is maximum, minus 1 by 2 whole square will be 1 by 4 only. Clearly, 3 by 2 is the greatest value of this function. So 3 by 2 whole square means 9 by 4 will be maximum value of this function. So f of x is least when this is maximum. So what is minimum of f of x now? 13 by 4 minus maximum of this 3 by 2 whole square. So this is going to be 13 by 4 minus 9 by 4. That means 4 by 4, 1. So maximum of f of x is 13 by 4, minimum of f of x is 1, ratio of the greatest and least value means 13 by 4 is to 1, so therefore the required ratio is going to be 13 by 4 is to 1, which is 13 by 4 only obviously. So you have to take a little bit of care when you are writing the extreme values of this perfect square. So since it is perfect square, least value will be 0 only. Okay, least value will be 0 but not minus 1 by 2 whole square. That care you have to take. Okay. Okay, so this is the next question on the board along with some pre-solved solution. So if u is equal to under root a square cos square theta plus b square sin square theta plus under root a square sin square theta plus b square cos square theta, difference between maximum and minimum of u square. U is given, difference between maximum minimum of u square is required. So therefore, taking this given equation, squaring on both sides, u square is equal to, squaring on both sides means a plus b whole square model we will get. So a plus b whole square formula, a square, that means square of this, plus b square, square of this, plus 2ab term. So a square plus b square plus 2ab model we have written. Next, now in these two terms, if you take a square common, cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. A square common, cos square plus sin square 1. In these two terms, b square common, sin square plus cos square 1 again. Now this part, just multiply these two, that's all. Multiplication of these two we have written. a square cos square theta into this one, a square cos square theta into this one. Next b square sin square theta into this one, b square sin square theta into this one. So just multiplication we have done. You can see clearly. Multiplication of these two terms, next multiplication of these two terms, proceeding like that. After that, we have taken a square plus b square common to get sin power 4 plus cos power 4. Next, after that, sin square theta cos square theta we have taken common to get a power 4 plus b power 4. Okay, so next, we know the formula of sin power 4 theta plus cos power 4 theta is 1 minus 1 by 2 sin square 2 theta. It's very easy. Write sin square whole square here, cos square whole square here, a square plus b square formula you apply, you will get it. Now here, if you divide and multiply by 4, if you have 4 sin square theta cos square theta, that is going to be sin 2 theta whole square. So if you divide and multiply by 4, you will get sin 2 theta whole square in numerator by 4 as it is we have written. So divide and multiply by 4, 4 sin square theta cos square theta will be this one, by 4 will stay, a power 4 plus b power 4 as it is. Next, now a square plus b square into 1, a square plus b square into this term I have written, and this term we kept as it is. Now a square plus b square, keeping this as it is, sin square 2 theta you take common. Sin square 2 theta common. So a power 4 plus b power 4 by 4 minus this. After taking LCM, directly I wrote the term like this. Sin square 2 theta common. So a power 4 plus b power 4 by 4 minus a square b square by 2. By taking LCM, you will get this. Now clearly, this is u square value of course. And maximum and minimum values of u square you need, then you can take the difference of them. Now clearly you can see that you have sin square function here. So sin square function is there. So therefore minimum value will be obtained when you take sin square 2 theta as 0. Maximum will be obtained when sin square 2 theta is taken as 1. Okay, so when this is 0 you get the least value. When this is 1 you get the maximum value. The difference between maximum and minimum is the question. So okay, I will try to write here now. So minimum value will be obtained when this is taken as 0. So when this is taken as 0, a square plus b square plus 2 into under root a square plus b square. This complete part becomes 0. No, only this will be left. So a square plus b square plus 2ab will be left. A square plus b square plus 2 into under root this. That means 2ab. Remaining will be 0. Maximum value will be obtained when this is 1. Okay. So maximum value means a square plus b square plus 2 into under root a square b square. This is 1. Okay. So remaining part a square b square plus remaining part. So okay, I don't have space here. So I think I have to rub the question. I'll try to write on top. Okay, so let me take off the question. So maximum value will be a square plus b square plus, for maximum value sin square 2 theta must be taken as 1. So 2 into under root a square b square plus this is 1 plus a power 4 plus b power 4 minus 2a square b square by 4. You will get like this. So if you take LCM here, so you are going to get a square plus b square plus 2 into under root. If you take LCM, 4a square b square minus 2a square b square. That means a power 4 plus b power 4 plus 2a square b square by 4. Now what is this numerator? This is a square plus b square whole square numerator. So therefore we will get a square plus b square plus 2 into under root a square plus b square whole square by 4. So denominator 2, these two cancel. Under root a square plus b square means a square plus b square only. So therefore you will get a square plus b square plus a square plus b square, you will get like this. So this is going to be the maximum value. This is going to be the minimum value. Difference of these two we want. Okay, so difference I will write here now. What is the difference of the maximum and minimum values? Difference. Maximum value is a square plus b square plus a square plus b square. Minimum value is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So difference of maximum and minimum will be like this. So a square plus b square can be cancelled here. So what is left? A square plus b square minus 2ab is left. That means a minus b whole square. So this is the difference between the maximum and minimum. Maximum value is this one. Minimum value is this one. Difference of these two, we got a minus b whole square. So a minus b whole square is the difference between maximum and minimum. Okay, so this is the next problem on board. Maximum value of f of x is equal to sin x by under root 1 minus cos square x plus cos x by under root 1 minus sin square x plus tan x by under root secant square x minus 1 plus cot x by under root cosecant square x minus 1. So using identities, sin x by, this is under root sin square x, which we can write as plus or minus sin x. Next cos x by under root cos square x, which we can write as plus or minus cos x, plus tan x by under root tan square x plus or minus tan x. Last term similarly cot x by under root cot square x means plus or minus cot x. Now depending on the angle x here, we will get plus or minus signs. So if x is in first, we taken. So in different quadrants, how the value of f of x will be, let us see. So in first quadrant, for example, when x belongs to first quadrant, then f of x will be, when x is in first quadrant, all these trigonometric functions are positive. That means here we take plus sign, here we take plus sign, here we take plus sign, here we take plus sign. So f of x value will be like this. Plus here, plus here, plus here, plus here. So f of x will be 4. So what happens when x belongs to second quadrant? When x lies in second quadrant, sin x will be positive. So take plus here. Cos x is negative. So minus here. Tan x is negative. Again minus here. Cot x is also negative. Again minus. So therefore minus 2 you will get. When x belongs to third quadrant, so in third quadrant we know that tan and cot are positive. These two are positive, means in these two we take plus sign. In third quadrant sin cos are negative. In these two we will take minus sign. So minus sign here. Sin x by sin x anyhow cancel. So when you take minus sign here, you will get minus 1. Minus sign here again minus 1. Plus here. And last also plus. So in third quadrant, tan cot positive, these two negative. So what is your answer? 0. When x lies in fourth quadrant, fourth quadrant cos and secant are positive. So this cos x function is positive. The remaining functions will be negative. Sin, tan, cot will be negative. So fourth quadrant, sin is negative, so -1. Cos is positive, so +1. Tan is negative, -1. Cot is negative, -1. So therefore you are going to get -2. So these are the values of f of x based on x lying in different quadrants. So f of x values you can observe can be 0, -2 or 4 based on different quadrants. What is the maximum value of f of x in all these? This is the maximum value and this is the minimum value. So maximum of f of x is 4, whereas minimum of f of x is -2. Of course, maximum is what is required, which will be 4. So we'll conclude with this in the present video. So we'll come up with more numericals in the coming videos. Thank you.